will you make the commitment to changing all the user default settings to minimize to the greatest extent possible the collection and use of users' data? I don't think that's hard for you to say yes to unless I'm missing something.
Congressman, this is a complex issue that I think deserves more than a one-word answer.
Well, again, that's disappointing to me because I think you should make that commitment, and maybe what we could do is follow up with you on this if possible.
Was your data included in the data sold to the malicious third parties? Your personal data?
Yes.
It was.
Some would argue that a more regulatory environment might ultimately stifle new platforms and innovators. Some might describe as desperately needed competition.
On your point about regulation, the internet is growing in importance around the world in people's lives, and I think that it is inevitable that there will need to be some regulation. So my position is not that there should be no regulation, but I also think that you have to be careful about what regulation you put in place for a lot of the reasons that you're saying. I think a lot of times regulation, by definition, puts in place rules that a company that is larger, that has resources like ours, can easily comply with, but that might be more difficult for a smaller startup to comply with. So I think that these are all things that need to be thought through very carefully when thinking through what rules we want to put in place.